Being a single father has been a struggle. Like when my daughter, she's 19 now, but I've had her since she was like 3 years old. So I say I'm a single father now, but in the beginning, I was a man with a child because I didn't understand what it was to be a father. By the time I was 21, I had 2 felonies. I did like a year and a half in jail, and my daughter had to stay with my mother. And coming up out of that, it was hard for me to change those bad habits. My dad wasn't around. To me, it was out of sight, out of mind. It wasn't until I began to lose everything. I remember being in the barbershop and somebody said something to me, and it's like, your daughter is gonna pick the kind of man that you are. And I was in the barbershop, and I was one of the cliche barber. I did everything that you can do in the barbershop. We drank, stepped outside, smoked, and I used to get my daughter and bring, like, she's a shop baby. She's been with me the whole time. And I just began to look around, and I was like, do I want my daughter to be the girls that I'm hollering at coming in here? Do I want her to talk to the man that I am? Not the man that I see in her, but the man that I am, that she spends the most time with. And when I began to look at myself and really take accountability for all my mistakes, it made me want to change. Where I'm at now, as a father, I got 2 kids, a 19-year-old daughter, 13-year-old son. Not being in my son's life every day, like in the house, is painful because at one point in time I was. Even though I have legitimation, I still got to go and get custody rights. What legitimation is the process of a father who has had a child outside of wedlock getting the rights over his child. And that means that you and the mother share responsibility with the child. Without legitimation in the state of Georgia, the father has no rights. That's what drives me to get up and go to bus stops, or get up and go up to the school and be there for every other moment. Even if it's just 5 minutes, I get up and do that because I know there's stuff that's going on with him in the house that I can't be there for. So in the mornings at bus stops, what I try to do to combat that is I try to have conversations about stuff that I may feel like he's going through when I'm not there. However short it is, I try to make that time very impactful. So my plan for my son is to let him see what happens when you make bad decisions. Because I want to protect you by all means, and I will. When you walk out into these doors, the world has you, and I have to put enough in you to be able to withstand what the world is going to put on you. Because if not, these are the things that can happen, and this is what has happened to me. How I manage my mental health through these situations is now I try to find men that are going through the same thing, dealing with different situations with their child's mother. I understand at this point in my life that you need to go seek out help. You know what I'm saying? And help doesn't always mean that it's something drastically wrong with you. It just means that you need direction in a problem that you're struggling with. And there's always somebody somewhere that can help you through that. You just have to be willing to understand that you need the help. But on top of that, you also have to understand just because they give you the help don't mean that the change is going to happen automatically. Once I start working on myself and getting out of the situations and environments that I was in, I began to see how much I can grow. Like right now, for me coming from where I was, 2-time felon, in jail, really no real aspirations, to now I'm a high school teacher teaching kids how to barber. Most of the time it's unbelievable just to sit there, like to know where I've come from to where I am now is, I don't really understand how I got here, but I appreciate every moment of it.